What's up everyone, Clayton here, and today we're here with another Skyrim build called the Renrijra Krin Scout. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it, because I do not know how to pronounce it. This build was recommended by MJB Gaming. He pretty much created this build, and I'm just making the video for it. So all props goes to him, and if you're watching this video, MJB Gaming, I don't know why I said G instead of J, if you want me to shout out anything, in the description or anything, like you have like a YouTube channel or Twitter or something, make sure you tell me in the comments, and I'll make a link in the description for you to, or for me to link it to you. Yeah, you know what I meant. But yeah, he made this whole backstory and this whole build, and it's really well done and really cool. I assume I looked this up, the Renrijra Krin, don't know how to say it, so I looked it up, and it's a faction of Khajiit. It's really cool, and he even made a backstory for it. But to start off, this build is a Khajiit race, and it is male. And here is the backstory. And I'm sorry if I'm going to butcher everything. They don't really know how to pronounce all this stuff, so just bear with me, and you can bitch about it in the comments down below. The Renrijra Krin are a Khajiit criminal organization that strive to reclaim the lands in Citadel that they think rightfully belongs to elsewhere. These areas are known as the Nimbin Bay and the Nimbin River, which is situated along Langwin. The Renrijra Krin Scout was born along the Nimbin River just south of Yinwen. His parents had both lost their jobs and home after being convicted of skooma dealing. They were banished from Langwin, and as a child, he grew up and saw the injustice against the Khajiit people, and he was angered. He also learnt about some of the history about his home and heard about the Renrijra Krin, and he was eager to join their cause in order to help his people and his homeland. Once he joined the small group, he furthered his magical abilities and started to damage the Empire for what they had done to him. He was sent across Tamriel to try and damage the Empire's presence. His latest task was to head the land of Skyrim and pillage the Empire and cripple them as he wanted. So that's kind of the backstory. From my understanding, the Renrijra Krin, whatever you say, the RK, I'm going to call them RK, are a Khajiit criminal organization that strive to overthrow the Imperials wherever they may be. And he was sent to Skyrim to take over or to disrupt the Empire as much as they can, so they lose Skyrim, so they have less footing in many different areas. And he was caught crossing the border and starts to be Dragonborn, and that's how the whole story for Skyrim starts. For main skills, we have Destruction, which is mainly staffs, block, and heavy armor, and then you get your minor skills, which is Restoration and Enchanting. So for Destruction, you can go into any of the flames, freeze, or shock spells that you want. I choose flames because they're my favorite, and you also want to make sure you have the adept, expert destruction and stuff like that, so you can have less cost for your spells. Also, you want to have restoration as a minor skill, so you want to be able to stay alive during fights, so you want to make sure you get perks in there. Enchanting is pretty important because you want to enchant all your gear through pretty much to the 9s to make sure you can tank damage, cast spells for less, whatever you decide to use for your enchantments. And for heavy armor, you want pretty much everything in here because you'll be using heavy armor as your armor of choice, and you want to make sure you can get around the battlefield without being weighed down and be able to protect yourself. And block is also very important because this is what you'll be using as your main pretty much main ability, I guess you could say, or skill, because you'll be using a shield, which is the Spellbreaker, and a staff, which I use the Eye of Milka, which he recommends using as well. Also, you can use any other destruction staff that you really want to. And then for the armor, you want to go with a Dragonbone or any other heavy armor that you choose. Since Dragonbone armor is pretty good and looks pretty good, you want to make sure you pick up that. So you want the gauntlets and the boots, and then for headpiece you want to have a circlet of some sort. You can enchant all of these items to make them better, so you have other abilities or skills off of those. And pretty much how I play this build is that you have a shield in one hand and a destruction staff in the other, and you pretty much just want to go around Skyrim disrupting any Imperials as you can. He says to join the Stormcloaks or the Dark Brotherhood, since they kind of go out their way to destroy the Empire a little bit. So you might want to go into that. And with the shield breaker or spell breaker, you have a shield that blocks spells, which is pretty good. So I pretty much just block spells or any projectiles or hits, and then hit them with the destruction staff. As you can see through the video here, that's what I've been pretty much doing, as well as using the shield charge to knock down enemies, and then use my staff to cripple them or hurt them. Another thing is that for stats, you want to make sure you have a lot of health. You don't really need stamina for this build because you only have it for shield bash. So I'd focus health and magicka, and it depends on how you play this character. As you're leveling them, you might need more magicka to level your destruction, because a higher destruction skill makes it so that your staffs take less magic or less enchantment each time you cast them, so you can have it have more times to shoot your destruction staff if you have higher destruction skill. Also for this build, you might want to pick up a lot of soul gems, because you need to be re-enchanting your staffs to make sure they don't run out of energy, and you can keep throwing fireballs or whatever you choose for your staff. Another thing for standing stone, pick pretty much whatever you want. Same thing with shouts. I didn't go into shouts in this video because I didn't want to make it too long, but any shout would really work for this build. You kind of have to feel it out and see what works for the shield and staff build. But yeah, I really enjoy this build, whatever you want to say. Sorry for butchering a lot of how to say the things. I really don't know how to say the Renrijra Krin. Hopefully that's kind of right. But I really want to thank MJB Gaming for suggesting this build, and yes, thank you very much. This is an awesome build, and hopefully I did it some justice. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and you guys haven't seen these videos right here, make sure to check out these videos and these builds as well. And thank you guys for watching, and this is Clayton, signing off.